Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Know Your World with Nishi. Today we discuss the eastern city of Uzbekistan, which is Fergana. Fergana is a little less visited as compared to other prominent destinations of Uzbekistan like Samarkand, Bukhara or Tashkent. But trust me, it's a beautiful place. The drive is extremely scenic and it's extremely rich in art and handicraft. But before we start, please remember that we have videos on Uzbekistan as a country. We have videos on Tashkent, Samarkand and Bukhara. Most of the travelers to Uzbekistan, once they land in Tashkent, usually move westwards to cover famous destinations such as Samarkand, Bukhara and Khiva. A relatively smaller proportion travel eastwards to Fergana, and that was good enough reason for me to explore this offbeat valley. Additionally, Fergana has an Indian connection. The city of Andijan in Fergana Valley is the birthplace of Mughal Emperor Babur. Fergana is located in the easternmost part of Uzbekistan and is surrounded by Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. It is known for being the most fertile valley in Central Asia and is a vital agricultural center. It has a diverse mix of ethnicities including Uzbeks, Kyrgyz and Tajiks, contributing to its rich cultural heritage. Its master artisans have produced ceramic pottery and silk textiles for centuries, making Fergana famous for its handicraft. Additionally, Fergana is historically significant as it was the ancestral home of the Mughal emperors and was ruled by the Kokand Khanate, one of Uzbekistan's three powerful dynasties. The Fergana region has several major cities, including Fergana, Kokand, Rishton, and Margilan. Fergana is a modern city and serves as the region's administrative capital. Kokand is a historical town with a beautiful palace, mosque and madrasa built by the Kokand dynasty. Rishton is a center for ceramic arts famous for its glazed pottery. Margilan is the largest producer of silk textiles in Uzbekistan and dates back to the Silk Route. The drive to Fergana is through the Tian Shan mountain system amid stunning landscape. The railway tracks running alongside the highway adds to the beauty. For those who haven't had a chance to see my video on Uzbekistan, here are a few useful tips for travel to the country. The best time to visit Uzbekistan is from March to May and September to November. Summers are extremely hot and winters are severe, although many visit Uzbekistan in winters to experience snow. Fergana is best accessed from Tashkent, and Tashkent is well connected with Delhi. There are daily flights from Delhi to Tashkent that take just about 3 hours to cover the distance. Fergana is about 315 kilometers from Tashkent and can be reached in 5 hours by road. The drive to Fergana is spectacular as the highway winds around the snow-capped Chatkal Mountains. Uzbekistan has an efficient mobile network and SIMs are easily available for tourists. The currency here is Uzbekistani Som and $1 yields approximately 12,500 Uzbekistani Soms. Language is a little less of a challenge in Uzbekistan compared to other Central Asian countries like Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. While Uzbek is the common language, English is reasonably well understood. Local food is meat heavy, although vegetarians have more choice than in other Central Asian countries. For more such information, check out my video on Uzbekistan. With this basic understanding of Uzbekistan in place, let's look at some of the attractions of Fergana. The drive to Fergana is through the Chatkal range that is part of the Tian Shan mountain system and is a breathtakingly beautiful region in Uzbekistan. These mountains run through a narrow corridor between Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, separating the Fergana Valley from the rest of Uzbekistan. Halt for breaks at panoramic viewpoints on the way. The first stop on the way to Fergana is the historical city of Kokand, where I visited a grand palace. It was constructed in 1873 by Khudayar Khan, the last ruler of the Kokand Khanate, and is considered the most beautiful palace in Central Asia. The Kokand Khanate was one of the three powerful kingdoms of medieval Uzbekistan. The palace has large halls, spacious courtyards, numerous chambers, guest rooms, harems and vast gardens. The magnificent structure once had 119 rooms and was spread over 4 hectares, but it was destroyed during the Russian invasion. Today, only 19 rooms remain, although beautifully restored and converted into a museum. The architecture of Kokand is unique compared to that of other monuments in Uzbekistan. Skilled architects, craftsmen and artisans from various parts of Central Asia were brought in to contribute to their native styles. The palace contains intricately carved wooden pillars and the walls are hand-painted with delicate details. Walk through its spacious courtyards and also take selfies at the majestic Darbar Hall. The Jami Masjid is a magnificent historical mosque of Kokand. It was built by the kind-hearted Emir Umar Khan in 1812 in the typical architectural style of Fergana Valley. The mosque has a large prayer hall and is constructed with beautifully carved pillars made of walnut trees. A 25-meter tall minaret stands at its center in the middle of a beautiful Persian-style garden. A few rooms have been converted into workshops for local artisans, including a handicraft emporium for tourists. If you're good at painting, the Rishton School of Pottery is the place to try your skills. Rishton is a town in Fergana Valley known for its skilled ceramists. For generations, people here have been practicing the traditional Rishton school of pottery, which has become renowned for its glazed sky blue ceramic ware decorated with intricate designs of geometric shapes and Islamic patterns. The potters create various items including lagan plates, kosa bowls, piala teacups and decorative jugs, which artists paint with beautiful patterns. The ceramic studio is also a great place to purchase authentic Rishton handicrafts directly from the masters. On my way back to Tashkent, I visited Margilan, a town in Uzbekistan that has produced silk for nearly 2000 years. It is famous for the Khan Atlas or royal silk and still uses the traditional ikat technique to make silk textiles. Yodgorlik Silk Factory, the largest handicraft center in the Fergana Valley, produces fabric for mulberry silk and cotton blended Adra silk. I took a guided tour of the factory to see the entire sericulture and weaving techniques, including all stages of handloom production, from reeling silk threads to dyeing and packaging. The process was a little easy to understand having seen sericulture at Sualkusi, about 40 kilometers from Guwahati in Assam. At work were women on vintage machinery introduced by the Soviets to mass produce silk textiles. It was hard to resist the beautiful products on display: beautiful silk scarves, traditional costumes, Suzani embroidery, hand-woven carpets, and attractive handicrafts produced at the Yodgorlik silk factory itself. Saeed Ahmad Khoja Madrasa is a 200-year-old seminary in Margilan that offers religious higher studies. Constructed in traditional architecture, it resembles the Jami Masjid of Kokand. The madrasa is adorned with decorative woodwork, painted ceilings, colorful tiled walls, and a beautiful garden. Some parts of the seminary are now handicraft workshops where local artisans practice various traditional art forms. It was interesting to observe the masters of weaving, metalsmithing, and other skilled artists demonstrate their techniques and display their masterpieces to us. Most images and pictures representing Uzbekistan usually include the tandoor naan, the large-sized traditional Uzbek bread. The Kokand Bazaar, also known as the farmers' market at Margilan, is famous for the tandoor naan. It has a similar layout to most bazaars in Central Asia, where one finds a variety of local produce such as fruits, especially the Fergana grapes, vegetables, spices, nuts, sweets, etc., along with household items. The vendors are extremely friendly, especially when they realize that you're from India and the land of Bollywood. As you drive through the Fergana Valley, you can't miss large tracts of cotton fields on either sides of the highway. Uzbekistan is one of the most significant cotton producers in the world, and cotton, or white gold, is the country's main cash crop. During the Soviet period, cotton was exclusively grown in collective farms across river valleys. The hot climate and abundant water resources, particularly along the tributaries of the Sardarya River, made it ideal for cotton farming. Locals, however, regret the overemphasis on cotton production during the Soviet era. The huge amount of water absorbed by cotton plants led to drying up of the Aral Sea. Also, many, including children, were forcibly deployed for its harvest. Thankfully, all that ended with the end of the Soviet rule. Fergana has a unique identity in a country that has famous destinations like Samarkand, Bukhara, Khiva, Tashkent. It has stunning landscape and very rich art and art forms. A highly recommended place. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.
Unwinds live their stories